Mario is a pretty good character. He is usually considered an all-rounder and his combo game is insanely good. So good that we even made a video called Top 3 Mario Combos, which is one of our most popular uploads. But there is a new thing that wasn't included in that video. I'm C5 from the Beefy Smash Dudes and this is Mario's devastating Footstool to Lock combo. Before we dig into this topic, give me a few seconds to talk about ReSalt, the free smartphone app for smashers that we developed together with a friend. This app is a ranking system similar to a standard online ladder, but is designed solely for offline play. If you are at an event or just play some Smash with your friends and feel motivated enough, instead of just friendlies, you can make ReSalt matches and climb the rankings. Prove that you are the best in your community. The app works on iPhones and Android devices, so get it now, you will not regret it and it really supports us. All links are in the description. And now, back to Mario's Footstool. The combo is a bit similar to the Diddy Kong combo we covered in the previous video, but has much more kill power. It can be executed at different percent ranges depending on which move Mario starts with. There are 3 possible true setups that lead into the Footstool: a short hop down air, a down throw into an up air, or just an up air either while landing or right after jumping. After getting the Footstool, Mario has to immediately use Cape to stop his momentum. If he doesn't, he might jump too high to get a follow-up, although in some cases a standard Footstool can also work. Then he lands with a neutral air, locking his opponent and setting them up perfectly for the strongest possible punish. Important here is that Mario immediately fast falls after the neutral air and follows his opponent's movement correctly. You should fast fall after inputting the neutral air, since otherwise the attack will cancel the fast fall. The lock from the neutral air can be extended another 2 times with Mario's jabs. This is not only to add extra percent, but to also push Mario's opponent closer to the ledge and increase the chances of an F-smash actually finishing the stock. Alternatively, you can also only use 1 jab and 1 fireball to lock. The fireball deals a tad more damage and pushes your opponent even further, but it also has a bit more lag than the jab. Forward tilt can also lock and deals even more damage, but only at under about 40%. Note that if Mario isn't close enough while jabbing, he will hit a different hitbox that doesn't lock his opponent. And if he is too close at the F-smash, he won't hit its sweet spot, which will significantly weaken its knockback. So one more time real quick. You get any of the mentioned setups, you Footstool and immediately use the Cape. Follow your opponent with a neutral air while fast falling, add 1 or 2 jabs if you want and finish them off with an F-smash. Now let's look into all setups and at what percent they work. We're gonna start with Mario's down air setup, since this one only works at very low percent. For this, you simply short hop while down airing. Since it only works at around 0 to maybe 15%, your goal is to only connect the last hit of down air to not add any extra percent. Also, if you connect more than just the last hit, your opponent could air dodge or use a fast attack before the last hit connects. After the down air, immediately jump without landing on the ground and footstool your opponent. Sometimes it can work even if you land on the ground, but you have to auto-cancel the down air. Theoretically, this is also possible after a full hop if you time the down air correctly. Against small characters, it is much harder or even impossible to get this setup. The second setup works with an up air and starts connecting at around 30% until about 60%. This one's a bit inconsistent and works against less characters than the other setups. You can either land with the up air to get the footstool or perform a rising full hop up air into an immediate footstool. Short hop up air can also work, but is a bit harder to get. The last setup starts with a down throw into again an up air and a footstool and works at pretty much the same percent, from about 30 to 60. At higher percent, the footstool and even the neutral air follow-up might still work, but it won't lock your opponent anymore. So in that case, it would probably be smarter to follow with a different move to add more percent or extend the combo. Remember that your opponent's weight and Mario's rage also play a role here. With more rage or against a lower weight character, the combos work better at lower percent. But besides your opponent's weight, something else plays a much bigger role for this combo, and that is also our next point: the opponent's fall speed and gravity. Unfortunately, or fortunately, many footstool combos don't work on every character, including this one with Mario. And if it works or not depends heavily on his opponent's fall speed and gravity. We already talked about this in a previous video covering Diddy Kong's footstool combo, so I won't go into too much detail now. We will post a link for that in the description. Basically, fall speed describes a character's maximum fall speed, while gravity describes his acceleration. Now, usually, but not always, fall speed and gravity go hand in hand, and if a character has high fall speed or gravity, they will land on the ground too quickly after the footstool for Mario to get a follow-up. So on this list, from Meta Knight upwards, the footstool combo won't work with a few exceptions. On Lucario and Lil Mac, the combo actually works because their gravity is pretty low, even though their maximum fall speed is high. When we look at the other side of the spectrum, at characters with very low fall speed, so-called floaties, we also run into a few problems. Against Jigglypuff, the floatiest character in the game, only the up air setup can work. The other ones launch her too high. Against Peach, the up air and the down throw setup can work at low percent, but not the down air setup. Against other floaties like Rosalina, Kirby and Game & Watch, all setups can work, but again only at very low percent. And one last thing, against characters with a lot of horizontal mobility like Wario or Yoshi, it's much harder to follow with the neutral air after the footstool, so you might want to go for a read and predict the direction they are going to move into. Oh, and against Luigi, it's kinda tricky to get the lock since he slides so far away. As for the combo finisher, if you get a grab or up air setup, F-smashing will most likely be the best choice and possibly finish off your opponent, since these setups work at medium percent. Alternatively, if you think the F-smash won't finish your opponent yet, you can go for a landing up air into a forward air at the very edge of the stage. Here, the fireball or F-tilt lock can come in handy, since they push your opponent closer to the ledge. After the down air setup, it's a bit different, since this one only works at very low percent, so after that your opponent won't be in kill percent and possibly not even have enough percent for the up air to forward air to work. But what can work is repeating the footstool combo with a different starter. Grab into up air and footstool is the most suited for this, but it will only work if your opponent has enough percent. So they need to have like 10 or even 15% before the first footstool combo. Then you want to add as many percent as you can, so you should lock them 2 more times with jab and F-tilt. At that point, to add even more percent and make sure the next footstool works, short hop and land with a down air or a sweet spot nair before grabbing your opponent again. Add a pummel and finally go for the down throw, up air and footstool again. Everything after that we already discussed. Of course, all of this will only work if your opponent doesn't drift off stage. Now, is there anything Mario's opponent can do against this combo? Not really. If you get caught by him at the right percent, this combo is usually true. Mixing up your DI will make it a bit harder for Mario to get the footstool, and what you should definitely do is drift as far as you can into one direction after getting footstooled to make it harder for Mario to get the follow-up. While being locked, you can again try to SDI away or even towards him to slightly increase the chance of him messing up, but at that point you should probably just accept your fate. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about Mario's footstool combo. I hope you enjoyed the video and make sure to get ReSalt on your phone. It's free, it would really support us, and the app works best if as many people as possible use it. Anyways, as always, thanks for watching, see you soon and stay beefy.